Okay, so today we're diving into something a little different.
Oh,
Yeah, it's this piece called Serving Beyond Oneself.
okay.
And it's by Shawn Wondunna Foley. And it was published like just earlier this month on www.innerway.com.au.
Interesting.
Yeah, and you know, one thing that I thought was really interesting about it was that the author uses the word one throughout the entire article.
Like one should do this kind of thing.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And that kind of like piqued my interest.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like, why write like that? You know what I mean?
It's definitely a choice.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like they're maybe trying to distance themselves from it a little bit.
Yeah.
Or make it more like a universal kind of thing rather than
Right, exactly.
just their own perspective.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
So anyway, the article starts off talking about this idea of alignment, like aligning yourself with your inner spirit and the universe.
Okay.
And then through that, you can attract prosperity and freedom. And they actually use the phrase altered vibrational energy,
Whoa. Okay.
which I thought was kind of out there.
Yeah, it's definitely getting into that kind of spiritual realm.
Yeah, but like, how does that translate into like actual things we can do, like tangible actions?
Right.
You know?
Well, I think it's less about like there's some mystical force out there that's controlling our lives and more about just recognizing that our thoughts and actions do have energy.
Okay.
Right? And that energy can either align with or resist the flow of abundance.
Right.
So if you're always thinking about what you don't have and focusing on lack, then that's the energy you're putting out into the world. And so you're more likely to attract more of that.
So you're saying, like, even if you're not in a place of abundance right now, you should try to cultivate that mindset.
Exactly. It's about believing that there is enough for everyone and that you are worthy of receiving it.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, and that can show up in practical ways, too.
Oh, okay. How so?
Like being more generous with your time and resources or just focusing on the good things in your life.
Okay, so it's kind of like putting out that positive energy.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that.
And attracting more of it back to you.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So the article also talks about how this alignment can bring you inner peace and confidence.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like it's almost as if when you are in alignment,
the
universe has your back.
Right, exactly.
You don't have to worry so much.
And it allows you to kind of let go of that need to control everything, which can be really freeing.
I can imagine.
You know, you start to see challenges as opportunities to learn, and you're less likely to be thrown off by setbacks.
Yeah, you're more resilient.
Exactly.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So then the article goes on to talk about something that I thought was really interesting.
Okay.
They say that like true fulfillment comes from serving beyond yourself, like serving without any expectation of anything in return.
That's a powerful idea.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think it comes back to this idea of interconnectedness.
Okay.
You know, when we're only focused on our own needs, it creates separation.
Right.
But when we act with love, compassion, kindness, integrity.
Those are the values that the author mentions specifically.
Yes, exactly. It's like we're contributing to something bigger than ourselves.
Right. So it's not about like donating a bunch of money or doing these big grand gestures.
Exactly.
It's about embodying those values like on a daily basis.
In every interaction.
Yeah.
Even the small ones.
Right, exactly.
Like just listening to a friend who's having a hard time.
Right.
Or helping an elderly neighbor with their groceries.
Yeah, it's the little things.
Exactly.
And being mindful of how you're acting.
It's about shifting from a me focus to a we focus.
I like that.
Yeah.
So then they talk about this idea of individuals being change agents.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Like we all have this responsibility to shape a new reality.
Right. And that new reality should be based on these values of peace, truth, freedom, abundance.
Yeah. And, you know, history is full of examples of individuals who have sparked massive change.
Right.
I mean, think about Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr., Nelson Mandela. They all embodied those values and inspired others to do the same.
That's really powerful.
It is.
And then the article ends with this like call to action.
Oh.
Just says, be the change.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's simple but powerful.
Yeah. It's almost like they're saying that like each of us has the power within us to make the world a better place.
Yeah. And it's not just about hoping for a better world. It's about actually making choices that align with those values in every single moment.
Every single moment.
Yeah. It's about working towards a world where everyone has access to peace, freedom, and abundance.
Right. Not just a select few.
Exactly.
I really like that.
Me too.
And you know, at the end of the article, they have these hashtags.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like hashtag serving beyond oneself.
Okay.
Hashtag change agents. Hashtag peace and abundance.
I like that.
Yeah, it's like these little snippets of like principles.
It really makes you think about your own life, doesn't it?
It really does. Yeah. Like, what can you do to embody those values? Yeah. So for you listening out there, like, what's one thing you can do today to like live a little bit more in alignment with those values?
Yeah, even something small. Yeah. Like giving a genuine compliment to a stranger or volunteering some of your time.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a huge thing.
Right.
Just something to think about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Food for thought.
Definitely.
Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.